Good morning, it's Tom Soane. Hope everyone's well. So today I want to talk about millionaires. And before I get started, I should probably say, hi, this is Tom Soane, and welcome to another episode of The Anonymous Landlord, because this one's going to go out on the podcast as well. Because today I'm talking about property millionaires. And more specifically, I'm going to talk about fake millionaires versus real millionaires versus wealthy millionaires, and there is a big difference between all three. So why am I talking about this? Well, first of all, I'm always analysing my own property portfolio, my business portfolio, my personal investment portfolio. And whilst I was doing that this morning, it made me think about my own goals. Because believe it or not, I'm not money motivated at all. I'm actually motivated by something completely different, which is, it's going to sound really cheesy, but it's achieving success and achieving goals and my own personal development. And I realize over the last few years that the constant chase for money is not the target, is not the goal for me anyway. Everybody's different, but the constant chasing of money is not my driver or my target. It's about achieving success and goals and personal development and my own personal self-recognition and all of that. If I do all of those things in my industry and in my focus and the things that I'm passionate about, business, property, investing, that will bring money. So, look, I also don't, by the way, don't think anybody is really motivated by money. And loads of people will disagree with me on that. But there are just people that know what they're truly motivated by. And some people that just haven't yet figured it out, and they will. But it's definitely not money. Anyway, this all started as well because there are loads of property investors out there that have turned into trainers and coaches and mentors and advisors, and it's really not a bad thing. Everywhere you look, if you want to get into property or investing or business, anywhere you look, you can find some really good advice from a lot of people. But what does annoy me is when people always claim I've made a 7-figure business or a 6-figure business or an 8-figure property portfolio or a 7-figure this, 8-figure that, 6-figure this. They never actually say a monetary figure. And that always bugs me. It's a bit of a marketing technique. I get it. It sounds good. And I'm not discrediting it as an advertising tool. It just bugs me. I don't know why. But what it started me thinking, what does 7 figures actually mean? And all these trainers and mentors and coaches, what are they actually claiming that they've done? Or what are they claiming, these property investor trainers, when they claim that they can help you build a 7-figure property portfolio? What does that actually mean? So then I started thinking about what a property millionaire actually is. And I separated it into 3 categories myself. And there are loads more, of course there is, but I thought of this about 20 minutes ago. I quickly wrote down a load of notes and thought, this would be quite interesting to talk about. So first of all, what is a fake millionaire? Now, first of all, I'm going to precede this by saying it's not a negative term. It sounds negative. A fake millionaire sounds negative, but it's not a bad thing at all. All it means is that you perhaps have a property portfolio that's the total value of that property portfolio is more than £1 million, right? However, you might have debt on that property, meaning you might have £1 million worth of property, but £750,000 worth of mortgage on that property. So again, that's not a bad thing. I actually really believe that if you use finance correctly, then it can be a very good way to leverage more property, more profits, more income, and more growth. And it also, yes, you've got £1 million worth of property, but you owe a mortgage lender 750,000 of it. So you actually only own 250,000 of that property, of those properties. But it feels good to say, doesn't it? I've got a 7-figure property portfolio. And that's where I think there's the confusion. If I say to you, I've got a 7-figure property portfolio, what have I actually got? I own properties worth £1 million or more. Or if I say to you, I've got over £1 million worth of property, or I'm a property millionaire, what does that actually mean? And so this, by the way, fake property millionaire is a good thing, by the way. Like I say, it sounds negative, but you've got property, so it's better than anybody who doesn't have any kind of investment or money at all. So it's a good thing. I just had to label it in some way that was a bit eye-catching, right? Anyway, but there are some bad types of fake millionaire. The ones that include properties they've sold over the years in their claim of being property millionaires, right? So you might have £1 million worth of property, or sorry, you might have £500,000 worth of property, but over the years you've sold another £500,000 worth of property. And if you say that I'm a property millionaire, then don't know. I'm not so sure. I'll leave everybody to make their own minds up on that. But that, for me anyway, is a fake millionaire, where the property that you own or the portfolio that you own is worth £1 million or more in total value. That, for me, would be what a fake millionaire is, unless, unless you're a real millionaire, which I'll come on to in a minute. But again, it's not a bad thing. Everybody has to start somewhere. And if you start off by being a fake millionaire, then fantastic, right? We're all just trying to achieve our goals. And actually, by the way, I spoke to a lady, it was last week now, actually, on one of my discovery calls. And by the way, if you want to book a discovery call, just send me a message through Facebook. It's a free between 15 and 30 minutes where we'll just talk about what your challenge is, or what advice you're looking for, or what your goal is. And I'll just provide you with whatever advice, tips, resources, contacts, connections that I can possibly find. That's a discovery call. You can send me a message through Facebook or email me, tom@pinkstreet.co.uk. Anyway, back onto it. So I spoke to a lady last week. She's got 3 properties, but they weren't great investments. So I would classify her as a fake millionaire, right? So what we did was took those 3 properties, we analysed them, and then we worked out a plan to optimise the income and the wealth within those 3 properties. And the plan was, roughly speaking, to optimise one of them, to sell. And there's a load of ways to optimise a rental property. I won't go through them all now. Actually, I should probably do a presentation on that. But anyway, optimize one of those properties, sell one of the other properties, and then reinvest that money to make, I think we worked it out to be about 60% more profit. So she'll be able to use the additional profit to become a real property millionaire. She'll have a lot more money coming in. But what is a real property millionaire? Now, this is the part that I like, because now you're really starting to get into the higher levels of things, right? So you're going to start off. Everybody should start off, by the way, with having a goal of becoming a fake property millionaire. Yes. But what is a real millionaire? Well, it's kind of the opposite in a way to a fake millionaire. It's where you own £1 million worth of equity in those properties, or more. I'm just starting off at £1 million. So if you're a real millionaire, you actually physically own equity of more than £1 million worth of equity. Now, in a minute, I'm going to tell you what is a wealthy millionaire, because that changes things slightly, because there are some risks with being a real millionaire, because obviously your money, your wealth is in the equity there. But what it really means is, if you sold all your properties today, you'd have £1 million in cash, in your bank. Lovely. And I reckon there's a few of you that might like to have £1 million worth of equity, or £1 million worth of cash just coming into you. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. And by the way, if you're watching this on my Facebook Live, so I'm going to be doing this as a podcast as well, because some people prefer to listen to my stuff on podcasts. Some people prefer to watch it. I don't know why they'd want to see me, but whatever. But just hit the like button, because it all flashes up all over my screen and it looks awesome. So, and it buzzes me up. Anyway, so yes, you own £1 million worth of property equity. And if you sold everything today, you would have that £1 million in your bank. You might have no mortgages, by the way. You might own £1 million worth of equity with no mortgage. I mean, yuck, that makes me cringe. Ugh, all of your money in that one property. Ugh. That is a yield killer, that one. Anyway, but hey, everybody's different. Everybody does things in different ways. But you might also have a load of mortgages on those properties, and you might have more properties with equity spread across all of those properties to the value of £1 million or more. So that makes you, either way, whichever way you do it, if you have more than £1 million worth of equity, you are a real millionaire. So well done you. Good job. So that's kind of like the next level, isn't it? If you start out in property investment, then you're a property investing beginner. Then you can become a fake millionaire and you can tell everybody, I'm a fake millionaire. Yes. And then you can work your way up to a real millionaire. And that's when you start getting serious. And that's when you start being able to build your wealth as well, by the way, because that's the point. Wealth is such a fantastic term because wealth is all inclusive. It's not just about owning equity. It's not just about having lots of income. It's not just about having lots of properties. Wealth is the overall accumulation of growth in appreciation, income through net profits, asset value, and so on and so on and so on. Continuous stuff. But wealthy millionaire, becoming a wealthy millionaire has got to be everybody's target. But what is a wealthy millionaire? Well, look, obviously a wealthy property millionaire has over £1 million in property equity, obviously. But a wealthy property millionaire would also have £1 million in income and appreciation and other areas that will contribute towards their wealth. So this could be spread across a number of properties that have been continuously optimized. But it doesn't necessarily need to be £1 million of income. But my point is, if you are a wealthy millionaire, then you've got your £1 million worth of equity, actual cash that you could just grab out at any time. But you've also got income continuously coming in, which is at its highest level. It's continually optimized. It's continuously grown and it grows itself. But having £1 million in equity doesn't always mean that you've got great wealth because it's got to bring in income from multiple sources, multiple secure sources that spread the risk across multiple sources, but also mitigate the risk. Now, there's a difference between spreading risk and mitigating risk. Of course there is. Mitigating is another word for protecting, let's just say, protecting against risk. And there's also got to be systems of automation and delegation and management that mean that, because look, you might be a technical wealthy millionaire. You might have £1 million worth of equity and you might have loads of income coming into your personal, your bank account, whatever. But if you've got no time to enjoy that wealth and enjoy that money with your friends and your family, what's the point? If you're dedicating all of your energy and your time, then great. You've got loads of money, but you've got no time to do anything with it. So what would you rather be? Personally, I'd rather be a time-rich, wealthy millionaire who's got multiple income sources, lots of security, lots of risk mitigation. Anyway, right. What I'm getting at all in all is that it doesn't really matter which one you are. It doesn't matter whether you're a fake millionaire, a real millionaire, or a wealthy millionaire, because that is the journey. You start off as your goal is to become the fake millionaire. And it sounds stupid. No one wants to go around with a t-shirt on that says, I'm a fake millionaire. Or do you? I don't know. Maybe I should get some made. A little business in there. But it's the start of your journey. You'll start off by investing in something, making some money. It doesn't matter how much you make to get you started because you make something. As long as you make some profits, that's you on your way. And then you can work towards becoming a fake millionaire. And then once you become a fake millionaire, you can start working on becoming a real millionaire. And then once you become a real millionaire, you can start focusing on becoming a wealthy millionaire. And that's when you start creating your legacy so that your kids can continue and grow and learn from your lessons and learn to build their own wealth and benefit from your hard work and your wealth. But yes, you must make profit. Yes, you must grow your wealth. Yes, you must improve everything and continuously optimize. But you must not sacrifice your time. You must not sacrifice your energy. And definitely you must not sacrifice your mental health. You must not take on stress just to make more money. You must not let yourself be buried in a pit of despair just because you think, yeah, but I'm going to make another £1,000,000. Honestly, once you hit that point, if you hit that point with yourself where you're ruined mentally and you're stressed out and you're sad and you're depressed, you'll look at that £1,000,000 in your bank and you'll think, oh, great, at what cost? If you're going to be wealthy, then you need to be healthy. Oh, I just made that up. I love that. Quick, somebody write that down. If you're going to be wealthy, you need to be healthy. But that's in your mind as well as your body, by the way. So that's about it. That's what a fake millionaire is. That's what a real millionaire is. That's what a wealthy millionaire is. So start off by making yourself a fake millionaire and don't be ashamed of it. Be proud of the fact that actually you've been a bit smarter with your money than the people who haven't invested their money. So I hope that helps, and hopefully this is just one more thing. That's a little, I guess that's a little plan, isn't it? It's something to look for. Become a fake millionaire. And it sounds really weird, but I'm up for it. Who's up for becoming a fake millionaire? So go for that. And hopefully that's one more thing for you. And I always say that if you're going to be the best version of yourself at one thing, and right now we're talking about becoming a millionaire and being a property investor. If you can be the best version of yourself at that one thing, then you've got to go and be the best version of yourself at everything. And I hope that helps. But in the meantime, my name's Tom Soane, and as always, this is the Anonymous Landlord.